Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be casting a 1v1 game between, or 1v1 Age of Empires game between the red player, Not A Smurf, playing as the Teutons, and his opponent down to the left is the blue player, xuanet, playing as the Byzines. And they're actually playing on a map called what is it? It's Arabia, but it's like I think it's Green Arabia or Tropical Arabia. I don't know. It's just Arabia. Anyways, both these players are ranked around the. They actually rank their rank ELO rating is identical, which is 1488, and one of the main reasons why I wanted to cast this game, again, I look for games on the spectate section of Find Custom Games, and when I saw this player's name, Not A Smurf, and at first I was like, oh wow, I gotta cast this person, Not A Smurf. It's like the funniest name ever. It's one of the funniest names, funny names ever. But then I was like, but it depends on his ELO rating. If it's too low, I'm not gonna cast it. And when I saw it, it was like around 1480. I was like, oh, you know, that should be fine. So then I basically wanted to cast this because of his name. Anyways, another thing I like to do is kind of predict what they're gonna do in the game based on their civilization. Try to predict it with the little knowledge I have in Age of Empires. So just starting off with red, he's playing as the Teutons. Based on the Teutons, they're like a cavalry civilization, so I'm pretty sure it's gonna be mostly. If we ever get to there, they're gonna have a bunch of paladins, just streaming along to the blue space, and looking at the blue player, his civilization is Byzines. Now, Byzines, they're kind of. I don't want to say they're specialized in anything. Just I guess let me just look at their. I think they're pretty. They can pretty much do anything. I would say they have the liberty to go with any route they want, but based on just looking at it, again, I believe they're gonna do paladins. If they do have paladins, I think they do, right? Yeah, they do have paladins. I think they're gonna do paladins, and this is gonna be a mix of paladin with pikemen, halberdiers, and that's my prediction. But again, it can happen anyway. It can happen. It can change. I could be wrong. But anyways, that's my prediction, and so far that's how it's gonna go right now. That's my prediction, and at the beginning of the game, again, there's really nothing that really goes on with the game. With the beginning of the game is mostly them just trying to gather resources and explore the map, try to figure out where the relics are, because there's going to be a lot of fighting for relics. Typically they would fight like crazy for these relics if they find them, because relics generate gold, and you need gold to actually do things. But oh, he's getting too close. Oh, that's terrible. He went too close to the town center. But anyways, oh, what happened? Oh, he's attacking, getting attacked. Okay. But anyways, we'll see what happens. What's gonna happen on the way? Did he already grab both his boars? Yeah, typically those boars are very important. Like, I had no idea those boars were actually that important. Until I started casting these games or watching these games. I'm like, oh wow, they actually grabbed the boar. Like, I didn't know that was that important. 340 food was that important. I didn't realize it. I thought, you just grab those sheep, llamas, and turkeys or whatever, and once you're done, You grab these berry bushes and then you're done. That's what I thought, but I was wrong for many years until I watched the game. I was like, oh wow, that's what you're supposed to do? Oh my god, I didn't know that. But it looks like we're getting on the way to feudal age now. Typically it takes about 5 minutes to do feudal, and then at the 12-minute mark you should probably get to castle, and that's when things start to I mean, for a map in Arabia, it's a different story. Typically, you can see some aggression in feudal, but chances are you're never gonna kill someone in feudal age. I've seen another game where one player masked a bunch of scouts and managed to actually was it they masked so many scouts that they overrun their opponent, and they're like, yeah, I'm ahead, and they kept on making more scouts, and they just kept running scouts into space, and their opponent was pretty much down half the villagers. Like, he had the player that had a bunch of that attacked the other player with scouts had around 40 villagers, 40 or 50 villagers, whereas his opponent only had 25 after the scout raid. But the only issue was the other player did not actually tech up. Like, the other player was just like, oh yeah, I'm ahead. There's no need to worry. I'm ahead, and did not go to castle age. Just stayed in feud age, whereas the other player went to castle. And once they got to castle, they were able to kind of fight back, because the player with the scouts that did the mass scout raid basically just sat back and said, hey, you know what, I did a fair amount of damage, I'm just gonna sit back, relax, and just wait. And that's what he did. And that led to his downfall, because eventually it led to his downfall because eventually that player did not tech up, was still in feudal age, and when his enemy was at the door, or at his gate, enemies at the gate, hence the movie, he didn't know how to respond, he didn't know how to react. He was just like, oh, I don't know what to do, what am I supposed to do? And by that time, he died, basically. He couldn't do anything. But anyways, let's see what's gonna happen at this game. Looks like Red's already walling off. It's truly, he's not a Smurf. And let's see. Am I? Apparently Blue's always supply blocked. You have enough wood to get more houses. Just build a couple more houses versus just building one at a time. And then once you hit the supply block, you build another house. No, you just build an extra one so you don't hit the supply block in the end. Okay, so what's gonna happen there? Oh, there's an opening here. You need to wall this off too. There's food if you want to gather. Let's see, not a whole lot. Yeah, I always think about trying to. Oh, you built another house. Where did you build it? Over here? I always think to myself that I should always just skip like the first 5 or 10 minutes of the game, because really there's nothing happens. Nothing really happens. Typically, you might see a quick drush where they send militia to deal with, to try to hurt your economy, but it doesn't do anything. Oh, he has a high ground. Oh, no. Yeah, if you attack somebody on the high ground, you do additional damage. I think that was implemented. I don't think that was part of the original, where if you're on the high ground you do more damage. Yeah, I think they implemented that later on when they kept doing updates to this game. Looks like he's transitioning to cavalry archers or maybe archers. I think that's what he's doing. It looks like, wow, that's a really long wall off. What's he gonna do? Wall off like this much of the map? And he just has a couple pikemans or spearmans patrolling this area when you could just kind of wall off here. Yeah, there's nothing going on, guys. I'm really sorry. I don't know anything about these players to even talk about them. You know, these players, they never went to like those really big games like all those other high-level players. I think these players they're just there to have fun. They just want to have fun with Age of Empires, and I know Age of Empires is going on like this game has been out since 1998. It's still going strong. People are still playing the game because it's a really fun game. They made it so fun. It was made to have fun, whereas the newer games today, they're made to just make money. Now I say that because it's true. Like whenever I play a new game, it's all about just how much money can they milk out of the consumer. Whereas this game, it's not about milking content. It's about being able to replay the game as much as you can. Because if they can absorb you in the game as long as possible, oh, I got the castle. If they can absorb you in the game for so long, then chances are you're gonna keep playing it. And if there are people playing this game, then other players are gonna continue playing, and it's just gonna keep I'm not saying it's gonna increase their player count, but it's gonna keep their player count pretty stable. And players are going to keep coming back. Even though players leave, they're always going to just come back. Huh, there's a villager here, I don't know why. Even though players might leave, but they're always going to just come back. Because they love the game. The game is really fun. I think it's a really fun game. And I always just come back to it. I remember playing Age of Empires a long time ago, and I would always come back. It's always a game that I love to just come back. Looks like he's getting 2 additional town centers here. And looks like Red's getting 1 additional town center. This guy wants to do double the amount. Yeah, he's gonna get this up. I'm pretty sure he's gonna get this up. You just gotta keep going back and calling these villagers. Come on, you're at 90 something percent. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Okay, garrison. Oh, but I don't know about this one. And then he has a bunch of idle villagers. See, that's the thing about this, where you don't wall off completely. They just run into your base and cause a lot of economic damage. Because now you have a bunch of villagers that are idle. We're not doing anything. That's why you should wall off your base as soon as possible. Similar to what Red did, he walled it off as soon as possible. Probably not a good idea to build it out like this because there's too much surface area that they can attack from all sides. And he's getting another town center. That's 4 town centers he's looking at getting. Oh, this is not good. He's losing a lot of villagers. He's not even gonna finish this town center. He just lost like 10 villagers over there. Now he's down to 25. Compared to Red, he has 46. This is pretty bad for Blue because he's already down like 20 something villagers. This is not looking good. And look at his supply count. It's like 30 to... I think he has 32, and most of it is villagers. And his opponent here has 55 villagers, and most of his is 55. That's 16, so that's like, yeah, that's insane. Well, I mean, that's not insane, but that's something to make it worth noting. I think he knows the scorpions are coming, so he's like, forget this. I should do economic damage. I was just gonna run. He's just gonna leave because I think that the economic damage did fairly well because he's already up by 30 villagers, and he's playing against someone who's up 30 villagers. He has 3 town centers, and his opponent has 3 town centers, but somehow his opponent just all left this farming area to get wood. You have some... Oh, oops, sorry, I'm looking at someone else. What is he up to? He's trying to get wood? I think he should get food. And you probably shouldn't be attacking with just 2 camels that are gonna die in 1 volley. Okay, that was bad. That was pretty bad. And then these are gonna die. Yeah, I don't know what he's up to. But this is not looking good, because if that knight comes down, oh, these are gone. I think this might be it for blue. I don't see how he's gonna... I mean, it's hard to say if he's ever gonna come back with this, because he's just gonna add more knights, and he's still up by 30 villagers. Yeah, he's up by 30 villagers, and his population is already up by 40. And these scorpions are not gonna do a whole lot to this giant knight army, because you need a lot of volleys in order to do something like that. And I think the next attack is gonna be... it's gonna be it. I don't know how he's gonna recover from this. Where's the scorpions? It's over here. It's undefended. This area is undefended. And he's gonna get a house. Yeah, this isn't looking too good. And there's an opening here. What? You could just walk right in. Yeah, this isn't looking too good. Now it's like a couple volleys and those are gone. And these scorpions are just so slow. Look at how fast they are. And he only has 11 military, which is like 3 of those. Yeah, I think that's it. Like, there's no way you're coming back. You lost way too many villagers. Like, those camels need to fight. All these knights, oh gosh. I think that's it. You have no support for these camels. No support. Those camels are dead. I think that's it. Smurf, you did a pretty good job. You're not actually a Smurf. Is he still trying? I don't know if it's... Oh, he's gonna try and get a bunch of pikemen? He's gonna run down here. The building is full, you can't put any more. He's like, I'm gonna make a comeback. You're down like 50 villagers. And he already has a siege workshop. Wow, look at this base. I don't know how Blue's coming back from this. He still thinks he can do it? You're down 60 villagers. And you're just gonna keep losing more villagers. Oh, yep, that's good game right there. I knew it. I had a feeling because all those knights were just destroying him. But yeah, I think the downfall was he didn't actually wall his base off. If he walled his base off, he wouldn't have lost so many villagers to these crossbowmen. But I think that was the main thing. So again, one of the main things is basically wall your base as soon as possible to prevent any type of harassment. But yeah, that was it. But I hope you guys enjoyed the game, and don't forget to subscribe and like this video. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you, and have a good day.